Start recording. Okay, welcome you people of Maga to the first amazing PvP lesson about learning basics of PvP. So, what do you think is the most important thing in PvP?
Don't die.
Surviving.
Surviving, of course, that's very important, but what's
Combat
more
That's
looting.
important
like
the
than
least
knowing that?
important thing ever.
Combat looting, yeah.
Combat
looting.
looting is not all. It's also not really a very important thing, I would say.
Killing everything without dying,
Killing everything without dying.
and then
It's
looting
mostly
everything.
positioning and how you need to position yourself
Even
and what you're
positioning is
playing.
not as important as this thing.
What is this?
Alright, so the
Correct
first
gear.
most important thing in my opinion is knowing your build.
Oh.
So managing how you want to create your build and knowing what your build does, what your build excels at, what your build's weakness is, and how you want to create your own personalized build or just use a meta build. And of course, can you now tell me what the second most important thing is?
Knowing the
Position.
build of the enemy,
Knowing the what did you say?
the build of the enemy.
Yes, understanding what the enemy's build is, interacting with it, knowing its weaknesses and of strengths, of course. So the first thing, of course, is going to be learning your build. Say, let's equip some Gear here. Let's go with a pretty regular bow build. I don't have
Sounds gay.
bright boots here, but we can work with that. So just a regular warbow build. What are the strengths and weaknesses of this build?
Its
Good for
strengths are
when
kiting.
Kiting.
So yeah, kiting is definitely one of the strengths of this build. So you can just run around, deal damage, hopefully not get stun locked. And if you do, you can always invis and try and kite more. It's also good for solo ganking and 1v-Xing. So what's the
Yup.
weakness of this build though?
Getting
it
locked
needs
out.
space.
Yeah, sustain is probably one of the biggest things. This build has almost no sustain unless the healing potions, which is most builds don't have sustain unless you have a cultist robe or a guardian helmet, which are very important when you're playing solo. Not as much when you're playing in a group. You don't really use guardian helmets when you're playing in a group since you usually have a healer or you have the man advantage. And
Would Merc Jacket not give you sustain?
Merc Jacket is also a great choice in 1v1s, and I actually have it right here, but it's used with different kind of weapons. It's mostly used with weapons that use damage over time effects, like Curse or Bleeds from axes. It can also be used with any other weapon, but it's not as effective when used with slower weapons like swords or crossbows. It can also be used with regular bows, since the bow E makes your attack speed super fast, and can also be used with the one-handed dagger, since the one-handed dagger has a very fast attack speed, so you can regain the HP from that. Okay, so let's go on to the next build. So this excels in 1vx as well as I don't remember anymore. Like in kiting and whatnot. So let's look at a very popular one-handed curse build, which apparently I don't have an offhand for. But let's assume that I have a Muisak somewhere. If I have it, I have Muisak. That's great. Just grab those boots there. You also have Guardian boots, because Guardian boots is usually what you would probably run with Muisak. So, what are the strengths and weaknesses of this build? Anyone?
The strengths are damage over time, The weaknesses are no burst damage, but
The
the
weakness is
strength is
mobility.
Yeah, definitely the biggest weakness about this build is mobility, like King just told me. So you can't really run away. You can stay and fight, and you will usually either die or kill the enemy, but you won't escape, or the other player will escape.
Is the cape important? The undead cape?
I mean, Undead Cape, this is just like... You could also use Limhurst Cape, but I think Undead Cape is... Or Undead or Martlock Cape is usually what's used with the One-Handed Curse, I believe. Sometimes people even don't run a cape with the One-Handed Curse and just go for one overcharge, since it's such a strong build that you can just use it. And yeah, it's a very beginner friendly build in my opinion. You can also swap the Hunter Hood for, say, a Cultist Cowl or a Guardian Helmet or even a Purge Helmet, Purge Field Cowl, just to
Mm-hmm.
keep the Purges out. Yeah. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this as a noob-friendly build for 1v1ing or 1vxing, since you can burst a target pretty well with the E, even with just 4 stacks. Like the 4 stacks with E does a significant amount of damage and can definitely almost kill anyone from half HP or a bit lower.
Mm-hmm.
So, what else do we have here? We have a different kind of swords. Swords, of course, are excel at quick damage. Let's just equip some build here. Sure, let's look at this. So this build is what King just used yesterday for the 1v1 tournament. And won the tournament with it. And what are the strengths and weaknesses of this build?
The weakness?
What is the weakness of this build, King just?
I don't see a weakness, at least for me,
You don't see a
because
weakness?
I know. I don't know. If I use it in a 1v1, I'm comfortable to beat anyone.
Maybe the mobility if he fights against a lot of people, like 2-3 people with bow, because
Yeah.
they have more mobility than
Oh,
him.
okay. We're talking about 1vx. Okay, my bad. Yeah,
You
mobility,
can
of
you
course,
can talk
because
about
of the guard.
1v1 or 1vx or anything. But like,
Yeah, but this is for 1v1 or 1v2.
yeah.
In my opinion, it's insanely strong. And you don't actually lose a lot of mobility, because when the stacks, you have
Yeah.
move speed
Q
from the
Q when you
Qs.
have one, even one Q stack, you get the from the
12%
sword.
move speed.
It boosts your movement speed by 12% per stack, so you get a significant amount of movement speed, and you can
And you can
traverse.
swap to Arwenwell
Yeah,
for
and you
more
can
speed and
always,
one stack.
yeah,
And you can't be purged. You can have one stack. You
yeah.
have less reduced damage.
And the parry strike also, it can block a lot of big skills like the curse E, light crossbow E. What else could be like a warbow E or a warbow ray of light. You can also get broadsword E, claymore E. Almost any big E that can be used can be blocked and repelled with a parry strike, making swords a very strong but a lot more skill heavy weapon, since you have to know when to use the parry strike and not to waste the parry strike.
True.
Then another build which is very commonly, or at least used to be very commonly used and seen almost daily, but I haven't seen nearly as much anymore.
Just a question about that parry strike.
Yeah,
So the parry strike,
yeah.
it reflects all incoming damage back. Is that including damage over time?
I do believe so. I'm
So if you popped 4 stacks on it, and then obviously the cursed E from the previous build,
Yeah,
and then they pop parry strike,
Yeah.
how would you then defend against that as cursed? Because you're going to get like 2k back.
Yes, but you parry, like you reflect it for half a second. Just
Yeah,
half
you
a second of
basically if
يلا
the
هاني
if
جاي.
the if the curse happens to tick while the parry strike is being used, it does damage back, but it's not really a significant amount of damage that's being reflected, I
Okay.
would say.
Yep.
But especially since the curse E is a much better target to use for the W, I would even suggest if you're playing a curse and playing against a person who is using a sword to keep up the four curse stacks, and then if he uses a guardian helmet or uses the parry strike. Actually, if they have a
Then
guardian helmet, then you just if as soon as they use their guardian helmet, just reapply the four stacks and just keep the four stacks and kite. To be honest, I would just keep the four stacks always and just kite against any kind of melee or sword. And if they happen to
Mm-hmm.
use their parry strike, then after that you can use your E.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, no problem. So that's or do you think what do you think about that, King? Just
About what you said.
so basically, if you're playing a curse, you would want to if I'm playing against like for example against you with a curse,
Mm-hmm.
I would want to keep four stacks of Q on you, and
Mm-hmm.
if you use a guardian helmet, then I mean, first of all, I'm always kiting against you since you're melee and I'm range. I try to
Mm-hmm.
keep four stacks of curse on you, and as soon as you use a guardian helmet, I just go back to using the four stacks of curse on you and keep kiting. If you happen to use parry strike in any way, as soon as you use the parry strike, I would use my E. Other than that, I would always save my E and not actually use it, since the E does.
Um.
I mean, because if I use an E on you and you haven't used your parry strike, and you have the four curse stacks, the E still is going to eat all of those curse stacks, and you're gonna like have all the curse stacks taken away for free.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just save the E until you've used the parry strike, and then yeah, basically just keep the four curse stacks going on you.
Yeah, I think if I have a guardian helmet against curse, I
Yeah,
wouldn't use parry strike.
yeah,
I would use like interrupt for more damage or
okay,
iron will for more move speed,
yeah,
one stack and reduce damage
yeah,
because the stacks, it keeps ticking, and iron
yeah,
will helps you a lot with that.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
of course, important thing if you're playing a curse is to inspect what the other player has and quickly, like even if you're quickly checking, just quickly look at the weapon and you can just click the weapon quickly and see which skills they're using.
Yeah.
So a very
Yep.
important skill in the PvP as well is to just have the inspect key like hotkeyed on something so that you can quickly inspect someone. And you can quickly see like, aha, this guy has this guy has this guy has that. And then you
Mm-hmm.
can assess the situation and know you can if you know your build well enough, you can know if you can fight this or if you need to run away or if you're just fucked. So
Yes.
usually you really want to assess the situation when you're in PvP and know what to do. So for example, with this build that I'm running right now, which is Flaccid Barons. I mean, Flaccid Baron used this a lot to popularize this, but I'm pretty sure other people have used this before that. This build excels in damage over time, trickling the enemy down and staying away from the enemy and surviving until they can finally kill the other player. Most important thing with this build is getting the 3 stacks of Assassin Spirit so that you can get your E off and it comes instantly off cooldown and you can just keep your E and then go for another 3 stacks on the Q and then E through again. This build is also very mana heavy, so Flaccid Baron actually uses a Limber's Cape with this, but other people also use a Undead Cape with this for extra survivability. And in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
Both are good choices, but I would probably go with the Unit Cape myself, unless it's like 3 or 4 players. Because if you have like super many players, then you're going to run out of energy and you're going to die. 100%.
What's the idea of the Undead Cape? That you go and lose at like
I'll
25%
be back. I need
damage,
to go eat, boys.
Yeah.
and then you pop a healing potion.
Yeah. Healing potions, I mean, to be honest, in PvP, sometimes you can get 2 healing potions off since it's only like 1 minute 20 seconds cooldowns. It's also going to get even lower with food, I believe. So in PvP situations, I would want to use the healing potion as early as possible when when you start the fight. So yeah, it's a 1 minute 12 seconds with an omelet. So say you're fighting, you lose like 1 bar of health. You can already use your healing potion since it heals for 27%. You're most likely already going to lose another 7% of your health. So you don't actually like lose anything from using the healing potion earlier than later.
Yeah, okay. And then, can you use a healing potion when the Undead Cape is activated, or does that cancel the silence?
Yeah, you can use any skills, anything in the Uncape, and it's not going to remove the invisibility. Like it says in the skill, you can still use abilities while invisible, but your damage and heal power are reduced by 50%. So it's actually not recommended to use a healing potion when you use the Undead Cape, because you're gonna get half of the healing back.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's basically why you don't want to use a healing potion when you pop your Undead Cape, but use it before, and it's most likely going to be back like at the end of the fight or at the middle of the fight, and you can just it's just another button you press in the middle of a fight and get it out
Yeah.
there. A
So,
couple of
sorry, you can pop it when the Undead Cape's gone, or you can't.
you can pop it, but I would not recommend it because you get half of the health from the potion.
Why? Because of the Undead Cape?
Yes, because of the Undead Cape. The Undead Cape reduces healing by 50%.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Can you just arm it again for me, please? So I
Yeah,
can look at
sure.
it.
It's right here. So the effect turns you invisible for 6 seconds, but you can still use abilities while invisible, but your damage and heal power are reduced by 50%.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So that's a reason why you don't want to use
Yeah,
healing
yeah,
potions
the healing pot well.
on it cape. So in 1v1s, people usually use Guardian Boots just because it's basically a gig pot, but on the boot slot it gets double your health. So basically you take half the damage. Also, great options are Night Boots, which give you a big shield for 3 seconds, which is great for absorbing any big E's. And it's also on a much shorter cooldown, so you can actually get more of an effect out of it. So,
So, Night Boots in 1 versus 1, I guess you just dash to the enemy to get a
yeah,
big
you can just
shield
dash to the
and
enemy
it made
and
that
get the
connection.
shield. And especially if they're using like any big E, it's gonna absorb that whole big E or other big skill that they're gonna use. I'm pretty sure even if you don't land on the target, I think you still get the shield. We can test that real quick. Yeah, Oak will just run away. Okay. I got the shield there. Can you just go on like max range for me? I'll wait for the cooldown to come back and we'll check that. Stalker Jacket. It's great when you're actually going into solo dungeons and farming mobs. It's also, since you're farming mobs, you're going to there's a possibility for you to get Doven. So we'll talk about solo dungeons in a little bit. Alright, let's see. Oakwell, max range. I'll just walk towards you, and as soon as I walk towards you, walk away. Or jump away if you have any jump.
Why not just hide behind the wall?
Okay, yeah, we can just do that. Okay. And don't be so close to the wall so I don't actually, like... Okay. Yeah, so you can still get the shield no matter what, so... It's a great choice for 1v1s. It's on a lot shorter cooldown, on 20 seconds, compared to 50 seconds. And the Guardian Boots is 8 seconds, but a lot of times when you pop Guardian Boots, the other player's either going to run away, or pop their own Guardian Boots, or not do any big skills or anything like that. It's a lot easier to read as well, since your character model like becomes big and whatnot. And I don't see a lot of people using Night Boots, even though like I find them to be super strong, and I really recommend people to try these out. And
Is that okay? Night boots would also give mobility, whereas Guardian
yeah,
boots doesn't. But obviously, the night boots only give 486 shield, whereas the Guardian boots are going to potentially give 2,000, aren't they?
yeah. I mean, basically, it's more like, again, skill based. I would say the Night Boots, because you can use them more times and you can get more out of it if you use it for right things. But as Guardian Boots, you can block a lot more things, but the things that you're gonna block are not gonna be as important things, I would say. Okay. Um, what else do we want to talk about? Do you guys have any questions? Like, I think I would also want to talk about Pruish and Pruish's build that he was using yesterday, and why that's not a good example of what to bring to a 1v1 kind of place, situation, duel thingy, tournament. Are you here, Pruish?
Well, he's not.
Alright, well, I'll just briefly say what, like...
I'm here.
Okay, you're here. So you came yesterday with the halberd, Hellion jacket, merc shoes, and stalker hood, was it?
Hunter.
Hunter hood? Okay, so a couple things about that. You in 1v1s, it's obviously a 1v1 situation. You don't want to really bring weapons that have a big E for multiple people, like halberd, or say, what else could we say? Like a blazing staff, or like a brimstone. Anything that's like AoE, you don't really want to bring to a 1v1, especially because it's a 1v1 situation. It's not like you're gonna get much out of the halberd. Sure, you can get another Q stack out of the halberd, but it's not such a significant skill in 1v1s. As well as a Hellion jacket, there are better options like the Merc jacket. You can you get a lot more health from Merc jacket compared to the Hellion jacket. And again, Hellion jacket is more 1vx or in a bigger scale fight, much better. And Merc shoes, nothing wrong with Merc shoes, but you don't really gain anything from using Merc shoes. So you get an invis while you're standing still, or you can just use it for the refreshing sprint. But there are a lot better boots which actually have skills that are much more useful in 1v1s or fights, like Guardian boots, which raise your HP, Night boots, which give you your shield, Cultist sandals, which lower the enemy's health gain and lowers their resistances, and for example, like Hellion shoes, which give you a damage boost. So compared to Merc shoes don't really give you much, which is why you don't really want to use Merc shoes. Another armor piece that I would like to talk about is Hunter Hood. I see a lot of people using Hunter Hood, but I find it to be pretty good if the other player doesn't know what the Hunter Hood does, or like can't read like what the other player is wearing, and can't read skills that are floating around other players. So it's basically only good against new players, but the main use for it is just going in with it, and if you want to be hyper aggressive and just push in and just try to end the fight as quickly as possible, just go in, use the Hunter Hood, and just stay on the enemy. But
What would be a good alternative?
so I would say for Hunter Hood, even Cultist Cal is a lot better, because with Hunter Hood, it's only if you get damaged you return the damage. Cultist Cal, they can't use skills, they can't attack or they will take a lot of damage. So I would definitely choose Cultist Cal over Hunter Hood every time, because it also negates them from using skills like running away or jumping away or healing or anything like that. It's gonna deal damage to them whenever they use a skill. Unlike Hunter Hood, which if you pop Hunter Hood, they can just walk away and or jump away or run away, and you basically just lose a cooldown and you've gained nothing.
Yep.
Another armor piece that I would like to talk about is Guardian Helmet. It's super amazing. It cleanses any kind of dots on you. It's just heals you for 10% of your max HP, which can be also boosted depending what kind of armor you're using. If you're using like a Scholar Robe or something, it's gonna boost your healing by another 40% or so. So you're actually gonna heal for 15% or so, getting a lot more max HP, and getting more HP is always better in fights. What else could we talk about? I mean, in my inventory I have most of the used weapons and armors that are great for PvP. We have the one-handed curse, we've talked about that already. Normal bow, it's great. One thing that you should remember when if you're using a one-handed or a bow, normal bow, is to preemptively use the E, and after a while you can get the E back while you're still in the same fight. Since the bow E's cooldown is 17 seconds, or normally 20 seconds without the omelet, but the use time is actually 30 seconds. So you're gonna have the skill of cooldown for 10 seconds, and you're still gonna have, or sorry, you have the skill of cooldown, and you still have 10 seconds left of the E, and you can have a second E ready for the fight, just like that. I still have my shots, and I have a second E already ready. That's a very important tip when you're using a bow. Light crossbow, also a very, very strong weapon, which I was surprised that no one brought this yesterday to the tournament. It has some pretty solid W's, especially against like melee. You have the knockback, you have the passive knockback as well, and the exploding shot, super strong. Of course, this can be cleansed with the Guardian Helmet, and it can also be parried with a parry strike. But it still deals amazing damage and has surprisingly much damage on the auto fire. The auto fire can deal. Let's see. It says about 800 damage on this, but it's probably like around 600 damage, depending, which is still a lot of damage compared to some other Qs, like, for example, a dagger Q, which only does like 300 damage. What else? Great fire. We saw a lot of fires yesterday, using the firewall, which is great. I would have also liked to see people use fire artillery, because fire artillery does so much damage again. It can burst people, like if you use one fire artillery, it can take half of the enemy's HP away. And yeah, it's just a super strong skill. Also, I saw everyone using the fireball, I believe, and no one utilizing the burning field. The burning field could have been used against some melee players, so that you can just burning field around you and then artillery or great fire or anything, just to keep the distance against the players and making players feel awkward to be around you and walk around you. Yeah, broadsword. We saw some of those yesterday. Carving sword won yesterday. It's nice because of the mobility that you get from the E, and of course the Q spam gets you the mobility, gets you the movement speed. Also, forge hammers. I'm surprised. I mean, I'm not actually surprised I didn't see any because I've been experimenting this myself, and I hope to use this later on when I get a bit more spec in it and see how well it does. Okay, Mage Robe. Mage Robe is actually one of the best armor pieces in the game. And why is that?
The clans.
Yes, the Purge.
No.
The Purging Shield.
Oh,
Yeah, that. Sorry, I meant that.
Yeah, I understood. But like, Purging Shield, it's amazing. It can purge almost any single buff or any single kind of yeah, any single buff you can purge with it, as long as they hit you. And usually you can get that pretty easily off if they use a skill and they're coming at you, they're attacking you, and while their attack is coming out in, you pop the Mage Robe, and they lose all of their buffs, and they're, especially if they're a bow or like a frost or anything like that, purging the Morgana Cape, purging the Scholar Robe, purging the bow E, it just like bye bye. It's a free ticket to win a match. Not as good in 1vx, but it's still amazing if you know how to use this well. And I really recommend any new players and even old players who are sleeping on the Mage Robe to just test it out and take it out super strong. Um, yeah, I don't think I have much else to talk about on this first time. Do you guys have any questions about anything that you want to ask?
seems good. Thank you for the lesson.
Yeah, good. The Merc jacket with the curse staff. I guess
Yeah,
that's the better option than the Mage Robe because it gives greater sustain for the damage over time.
yeah. I would say this is a great option when you're I don't know, it's both good in 1v1s, but it's also good in open world because you get so much health and you can spread the curse stacks more on players. If you're in open world, you're usually gonna be using the sickle, so you're gonna get more stacks on more
Guardian
players and
Helm
you're gonna
rather
get
than
the
Hunters.
HP back
Would
more
you go with
faster.
Guardian Helm rather than Hunters? Or
Hmm? What did you say?
would you go with the Guardian Helm rather than the Hunter's Hood? Potentially.
Huh. In open world,
Or, yeah.
hmm. To be honest, in open world there are so many noobs that the Hunterhood is just gonna buy you some time. Also, a great option in open world is Clerical, since you can
Yeah.
ice block and you're gonna still have the cursed ticks going on your opponents. So
Yeah.
I would actually say Clerical is probably your best choice in open world with curse. In 1v1s, I would probably use the Guardian helmet
Or the
just
Cultist
because
Cabs.
it's just so good. It's just amazing. You could also, of course, since you're not using a merc or you're not using a mage robe, you could also be using a fiend cal in 1v1 so that you can actually have a purge available to you, so that you can
Yeah.
purge bowies, you can purge like other merc jackets and whatnot. So I would actually, most likely in 1v1s, I would go with a purge, a fiend cal, and in open world, I
Yeah.
would go with a cleric cal.
Yeah, okay. Cool. I think that's it.
Yeah. Also, what did you say, Push?
Nothing.
Yeah. Also, I'm not sure how the taproot works in conjunction to Merc Jacket and Guardian Helmet, but I think Guardian Helmet it works fine, but with Merc Jacket you get a bit less HP from it. So if you're using a taproot, I would suggest like not with this build, but if you're using a taproot overall, I would suggest always using a Guardian Helmet. And if you're using like a Muisak or something else, then Merc Jacket is gonna get you a lot more HP back.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I think tomorrow I'm gonna be talking about solo dungeons as well as group dungeons, what to do when someone dives you, what to expect, and what kind of overall what to do when someone comes with a 10-man tier 8 squad into your solo dungeon and fucks you in the ass, basically. Yeah.
Cry.
I'm also gonna be doing more of actual PvP so that we can go outside in the world and do shit instead of just lecturing shit. But I think it's good for people to at least know the basics, and if people have any kind of questions to just ask me, since I would say I'm pretty well knowledgeable about PvP. I know most builds and I know most situations that are going to happen in PvP. So yeah, I hope to see you in the next time.
Thank you very much.